And now we're concluding chapter 12 of Bhakti Yoga, devotional service in the Bhagavad Gita, with Krishna listing different types of qualities that really please him in people, qualities of goodness, and the types of people who actually embody these qualities as being dear to him because they're good. And goodness is the gateway to bhakti. It becomes the real platform in which we follow bhakti. And once again, Krishna then concludes that yes, but of all the good people, the person who's best and who's dearest to me is the person who's practicing bhakti yoga. So let me read verse 14. One who is not envious is a kind friend to all living entities, who does not think himself a proprietor, who is free from false ego, who is equal in both happiness and distress, who is tolerant, always satisfied, self-controlled, and engaged in devotional service with determination, his mind and intelligence fixed on me. Such a devotee of mine is very dear to me. Like Krishna is saying that mad bhakta, so he's talking about devotional qualities. We've read about these already, and some of these are present in yogis and jnanis. Now Krishna wants to see all of these present as the quality of a devotee. But now he continues other qualities which may not be, which should be in a devotee. They follow because here he's already said that these are the qualities of a devotee. But these are qualities that we should cultivate anyway, even if we're not devotees or don't consider ourselves to be devotees or aren't practicing bhakti. He for whom no one is put into difficulty, who is not disturbed by anyone, who is equiposed in happiness and distress, fear and anxiety, is very dear to me. Krishna gives different qualities of a good person, which are inherent in the qualities of a devotee. A devotee is by nature a good person. Why? Because, as I had mentioned in the previous session, by practicing bhakti yoga, the heart becomes purified. And as the heart becomes purified, then naturally our good nature, because originally we are all good, our goodness starts to shine through. Because when we use the word purified, what is being purified? Well, bad habits, self-centeredness, ego, greed, lust, anger, so many other qualities. I'm sure you could make a list of very many that you see in yourself and perhaps see in others. These things are all the coverings of matter due to false ego, due to false identification, and due to past activities, whether it be sinful or pious. We accrue certain material qualities. These are material qualities, bad qualities, and they are bad. But we become free from these bad qualities by the devotional activity of Bhakti Yoga. And when we chant the Hare Krishna mantra, when we practice Bhakti, we naturally become freed of all of these things. And as we become free of all of these things, good qualities naturally manifest. Now, that doesn't mean that we should not practice the qualities of goodness, which will be mentioned later on in the 14th chapter. Let me give an example of cleanliness. So, a spiritually astute person, an aspirant, is a clean person. Now, we may not have clean habits, and we may not have neat habits. You will become clean, and you will become neat by chanting Hare Krishna. But that may take time. But in the meantime, for your chanting of Hare Krishna to actually get maximum benefit, you have to make the effort to be clean and to be neat. Out of duty, as is the activity of regulated devotion, as we mentioned before, Vaidhi Bhakti. You do this Vaidhi Bhakti in order to purify yourself, and therefore we adopt and do certain things we may not otherwise do, like getting up early in the morning. When one becomes purified, he naturally gets up early in the morning. But in order to practice devotion and become purified, we may force ourselves to get up extra early in the morning. So these good qualities manifest, and there are many good qualities of a bhakta that we should cultivate, of a bhakti yogi that we should take seriously. And Krishna mentions some of these. One who is equal to friends and enemies, who is equiposed in honor and dishonor, heat and cold, happiness and distress, fame and infamy, always free from contaminating association, silent and satisfied with anything, who doesn't care for any residence, who's fixed in knowledge, who is engaged in devotional service. Krishna keeps repeating this thing, Bhakti Mam. Such a person is very dear. So he's giving very dear, very dear, very dear. Well, now he concludes the chapter, and he says, Yetu dharma amritamidam yatoksham paryupashate shadadana matparama bhaktaste tivame priyaha. Once again, we hear this word shadadhana, which we know means with faith. And he says, those who follow this imperishable path of devotional service and who completely engage themselves with faith, making me the supreme goal, are very, very dear to me. So up to now, Krishna was talking about people who are very dear to him. They may be those who are not practicing bhakti yoga but are good people and have good qualities, or those who practice bhakti yoga and are cultivating good qualities. Well, now Krishna concludes, but the devotee who's fully dedicated to me, in other words, who's really making bhakti yoga his life and goal, yes, all these people are dear to me because they're good people, because they're good bhakti yogis. But the bhakti yogi who's fully dedicated, then he is very, very dear. Now, that's the question that's left with us. Do we want to become very, very dear to the Supreme? The choice is ours.